You've been planting the same things every April and quietly watching your garden underperform while your grocery bill keeps climbing. What if the problem isn't your soil, your tools, or even your effort, but simply the crops you're choosing? There are 10 plants that thrive specifically in April's conditions, grow fast, cost almost nothing to start, and will have you eating fresh before most gardeners have even watered their first seedling. The last one on this list is something almost nobody plants in April, and it might just become the most useful thing in your entire garden. Stay with me. Welcome back to Earthly Gardening, the space where we grow smart, spend less, and eat better straight from the ground up. If you're new here, so glad you found us. You're going to want to stick around. And to everyone coming back, always a pleasure having you here. Before we jump in, do something quick for me. Hit that subscribe button right now and drop a bell notification so you never miss a tip that could save you money and feed your family better. It takes 2 seconds, and it means the world to this channel. Now let's get into it. Crop number 1, radishes. Now before you scroll past this one, thinking radishes are too basic, hear me out. Radishes are the silent MVP of the April garden, and most people completely underestimate them. Here's the thing about radishes that nobody really talks about. They don't just feed you, they work for your soil at the same time. When you plant radishes in April, they germinate in as little as 3 days. 3 days. You put a seed in the ground on Monday, and by Thursday something is already happening beneath the surface. They mature in as little as 3 to 4 weeks, which means you could harvest, replant, and harvest again all within the same season. But here's the part that changes how you see them. Radishes are what farmers call a breakup crop. Their roots push down into compacted soil, and when you pull them out, they leave behind channels that allow water and air to reach deeper into the ground. You're essentially getting a free soil loosening service every single time you grow them. For anyone gardening on a budget, a single seed packet costs less than $1 in most places and gives you enough seeds to keep planting in rotation all season long. Slice them thin into salads, pickle them overnight, roast them with olive oil, and they taste nothing like the raw bite you might be used to. Radishes in April are not a starter crop. They're a strategy. Crop number 2, spinach. Spinach is one of those crops that actually prefers the cool air of April over the blazing heat of summer. While everyone is waiting for warmer weather to plant, spinach is sitting there thriving in conditions most other plants would complain about. Here's what makes April perfect for spinach. It needs soil temperatures between 45 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit to germinate well, and April hits that sweet spot almost perfectly in most regions. Plant it too late in its summer heat, and it bolts, meaning it shoots up tall, turns bitter, and becomes inedible almost overnight. But in April, it grows steady, leafy, and mild. Now here's the thing about spinach that most gardening content skips over. The baby leaves you pick early are not just a salad ingredient. They're one of the most nutritionally dense foods you can grow at home. Iron, folate, vitamins A and C, all sitting right there in your backyard. And when you harvest the outer leaves and leave the center plant intact, it keeps producing for weeks. One packet of spinach seeds, planted in a small raised bed or even a deep container, can give a family of 4 enough greens to stop buying bags from the store for an entire month. That's real money saved, real nutrition gained, and it starts in April. Crop number 3, peas. Here's something that surprises a lot of new gardeners. Peas hate summer. They genuinely struggle and shut down when temperatures climb too high, which is exactly why April is their moment. And if you miss it, you wait a whole year. Peas are one of the few crops that actually fix nitrogen directly into your soil. There are bacteria that live on the roots of pea plants, and these bacteria pull nitrogen from the air and convert it into a form your soil can actually use. What that means practically is that wherever you grow peas this April, the bed they leave behind will be richer and more fertile for whatever you plant next. You're feeding the soil while feeding yourself. From a budget perspective, peas are incredibly generous. A small row of sugar snap peas can produce handfuls of pods every single day at peak harvest. Kids love picking them straight off the vine. Adults love them in stir-fries, pasta, soups, and eaten raw as snacks. And dried peas, say from the end of the season, become next year's free seeds. Plant them along a simple trellis made from sticks and string, and they'll climb on their own. No complicated setup needed. Crop number 4, kale. Kale has a reputation for being a trendy superfood, and somewhere along the way that reputation made people think it's complicated or expensive to grow. It is neither. Kale planted in April grows quickly, handles light frost without flinching, and produces leaves you can harvest continuously for months. You don't pull the whole plant. You take the lower outer leaves, and the center keeps pushing out new growth like it's barely noticed you were there. Here's the part that makes kale genuinely special for budget gardeners. It is one of the most calorie and nutrient-efficient crops per square foot you can possibly grow. A single kale plant, given decent soil and consistent water, can feed one person in greens for weeks. Multiply that by 5 or 6 plants, and you've replaced a significant portion of your weekly produce spending. Massage the raw leaves with a little olive oil and salt, and the texture softens completely. Bake them into chips, blend them into smoothies, wilt them into soups. Kale is not a one-trick ingredient, and it is not a complicated crop. April is when you start it, and the garden does most of the work from there. Crop number 5, lettuce. Lettuce is almost too easy to plant in April, and that's exactly why it belongs on this list. It grows fast, it loves the mild temperatures, and it gives you something to harvest before almost any other crop in your garden is ready. The trick most people don't know is called cut and come again harvesting. Instead of pulling the whole lettuce plant out at once, you use scissors to cut just the outer leaves about an inch above the base. The plant stays in the ground, keeps growing, and you come back a week or 2 later for another harvest. One planting can give you 4 to 6 rounds of fresh lettuce before the plant is done. For gardeners working with small spaces, lettuce is one of the best crops you can grow in containers, window boxes, or even repurposed wooden crates. It doesn't need deep soil. It doesn't need a lot of fertilizer. It just needs cool weather and consistent moisture, both of which April provides naturally. Grow a mix of varieties, butterhead, loose leaf, romaine, and you'll have more salad variety than anything you'd find in a store-bought bag. Real quick, if you're finding this useful and you haven't liked this video yet, go ahead and tap that like button right now. It genuinely helps this channel reach more gardeners who need this information, and I put a lot of work into making sure everything here is practical and budget-friendly. Also, drop a comment below and tell me which of these crops you're planning to grow this April. I read every single one. Now let's keep going because the next 5 crops are where things get really interesting. Crop number 6, beets. Beets are one of those vegetables that gardeners overlook because they seem like a lot of work for one vegetable. But beets are actually 2 vegetables in one plant. The root and the greens are both completely edible and both genuinely delicious prepared the right way. April is ideal for beets because they prefer cool soil and they have a long enough growing window before summer heat arrives to develop their deep, sweet roots properly. Plant the seeds about half an inch deep. Keep the soil consistently moist for the first week, and germination happens reliably. The greens that come up first can be harvested young and eaten like spinach. As the plant matures, the root swells beneath the surface. Roast beets, and their flavor transforms from earthy to almost sweet and caramel-like. Pickle them, and they last for weeks in the fridge. Blend them into a soup, and the color alone makes it look like a restaurant dish. 1 row of beets in April gives you 2 harvests in one and costs almost nothing to start from seed. Crop number 7, carrots. Carrots need loose, deep, cool soil to develop properly, and April checks every single one of those boxes. The mistake most gardeners make with carrots is planting them too thick and then not thinning them out. When carrot seedlings are crowded, the roots push against each other and come out twisted, forked, and stubby. Give them space, about 2 inches apart after thinning, and the roots grow straight and full. Here's something worth knowing. Homegrown carrots harvested fresh taste completely different from store-bought carrots. The sugars in a carrot convert to starch after harvest, which is why supermarket carrots often taste flat and bland. Pull a carrot straight from your own April bed in June, and you'll understand immediately why people keep replanting them every single year. Carrots also store incredibly well. Leave them in the ground past harvest time, and they actually get sweeter as temperatures drop. or pull them, trim the greens, and store them in a box of slightly damp sand in a cool place, and they keep for months. Crop number 8. Swiss chard. Swiss chard might be the most underrated vegetable on this entire list. It looks dramatic in the garden with its bright red, yellow, and white stems cutting through green leaves, and it performs just as impressively as it looks. Plant Swiss chard in April, and it will grow steadily through spring, survive the summer heat better than spinach or lettuce, and keep producing well into autumn. It has one of the longest productive seasons of any leafy green you can grow, which makes it exceptional value for the space it occupies. Use it exactly the way you'd use spinach or kale. Sauté the leaves with garlic, chop the stems into stir-fries, add it to eggs, soups, grain bowls. The flavor is mild, slightly earthy, and not at all intimidating for people who think they don't like greens. For budget gardeners, Swiss chard is essentially one planting that feeds you across 3 seasons. That is remarkable performance for a single seed packet. Crop number 9. Green onions. Green onions, also called spring onions or scallions depending on where you're from, are one of the most practical crops you can possibly grow. They take up almost no space, grow quickly from seed or from sets, and get used in cooking so regularly that having a steady supply at home is a genuine weekly money saver. Here's a tip that a lot of people don't realize. You can regrow green onions from the white root ends of onions you've already used in the kitchen. Cut the green tops off for cooking, leave about an inch of the white base, and push it into moist soil. Within a week, new green shoots emerge. You've essentially created a free, self-renewing crop from kitchen scraps. Plant a small dedicated patch in April and keep harvesting the tops as they grow. They don't need much attention, they don't take up room, and they'll be ready to use in weeks. Few crops offer this kind of instant, continuous return. Crop number 10. Potatoes. This is the one. The crop that people never think of as an April plant, but absolutely should be starting right now. Potatoes planted in April, once the soil is workable and frost risk has dropped in your area, will be ready to harvest by midsummer. And here's what makes potatoes extraordinary for budget-conscious gardeners. The yield ratio is unlike almost anything else you can grow. One seed potato can produce anywhere from 5 to 15 full potatoes by harvest time. Plant 10 seed potatoes, and you could pull over 100 potatoes from ground. You don't need a large space. Potatoes grow beautifully in bags, buckets, old bins, raised beds, even stacked tires. Fill your container with a little soil, place your seed potato on top, cover it, and as the plant grows, you keep adding soil around the stems in a process called hilling. Each stem that gets buried produces more potatoes. The more you hill, the more you harvest. When the plant flowers and the leaves begin to yellow and die back, your potatoes are ready. Reach into the soil and pull them out one by one. It genuinely never gets old. Potatoes store for months in a cool, dark, dry place. They are filling, versatile, beloved by almost everyone, and starting them in April gives you the longest possible growing window before autumn arrives. So there they are, 10 crops that April is practically begging you to plant right now. Radishes work double duty on your soil, peas fixing nitrogen as they grow, Swiss chard producing across 3 seasons, and potatoes delivering a harvest that multiplies every single seed you put in the ground. None of these require expensive equipment. None of them need a large garden space. What they need is someone willing to start, and April is the month where that decision pays off more than any other time of year. If you found this useful, please take 1 second and hit that like button before you leave. Subscribe to Earthly Gardening if you haven't already, so you catch every video we put out on growing more while spending less. And drop a comment below telling me which crop on this list you're starting this April. I want to know what you're growing. Until next time, keep your hands in the soil and your garden growing smart. See you in the next one.